Our next guest is an acclaimed writer, actor, director, historian, poet, as he proved on a little show called Wogan back in 1990.
This is called Horace. Yeah, go on. It's called Horace. Much to his mum and dad's dismay, Horace ate himself one day. He didn't stop to say his grace, he just sat down and ate his face. Hey, we can't have this, his dad declared. If that lad's ate, he should be shared. But even as he spoke, they saw Horace eating more and more. First his leg, and then his thighs, his arms, his nose, his hair, his eyes. Stop him, someone, Mother cried. Those eyeballs would be better fried. But all too late, and now the silly had even started on his willy. Oh, foolish child, the father mourns. You could have deep-fried that with prawns, some parsley and some tartar sauce, but H was on his second course. His liver and his lights and lung, his ears, his neck, his chin, his tongue. To think I raised him from the cot, and now he's going to scoff the lot. His mother cried, what shall we do? What's left won't even make a stew. And as she wept, her son was seen to eat his head, his heart, his spleen, and there he lay, a boy no more, just a stomach on the floor. But nonetheless, since it was his, they ate it. That's what haggis is.
Ladies and gentlemen, Terry Jones. Please sit down, John.
Reading that poem at a lick, wasn't it?
Yeah, but look at you. There's not a lot of difference between you now and you then. 16 years ago.
16 years ago.
Yeah. You came on to plug one of your many literature works.
Yes.
And they haven't changed because you're here to do it again.
Exactly.
So listen,
any old excuse to get on the show.
No, it's not that. I just don't ever want the same terrible things that happened to me with Betty Davis years ago.
What was that?
Well, I engaged her in airy banter when she joined me, and after about 15 seconds she said, when are you going to talk about my book? So rather than have you do that, the book.
The book?
I tell before the book.
The book?
A snippet from the TV series.
Oh, yes.
Barbarians.
Okay, yeah. Barbarians. Ah, that's one.
Yeah, good man. There you see. I was wondering if you were going to put out that old watchword or motif of the Vikings, which was always pillage before you burn.
Well, no, the thing about the barbarians is that everything's surprising. Nothing's quite what you imagine. And I particularly wanted to do it because there are lots of parallels with today. I mean, for example, in the classical world, Rome saw itself as the only superpower in the world. And it embarked on a foreign policy of preemptive strikes to neutralise all the countries around it. And the fascinating thing is that it was driven by fear. And for the Romans, their 9/11 happened in 390 BC, when the Celts overran, you and I, we overran Rome. And we occupied Rome for about 6 months. And eventually the Romans managed to buy them off. But this was a sort of a haunted the Roman psyche, and it actually propelled Roman foreign policy for about the next 1,000 years.
I saw, just moving on from that, in the Guardian newspaper, that you had a direct line to God after Tony Blair had appeared on a tired old show called Parkinson.
I believe Tony Blair claimed that God would have supported his bombing of Iraq. So I was very fortunate, actually, in getting a leaked memo from God, in which and the Archangel Gabriel was reported as saying that God was hopping mad, that these jumped-up politicians were claiming he would have backed their every action.
Yeah. Well, of course, any leader has always claimed God was on his side.
Well, they always do it when they're pretty desperate, and in fact, actually, the Romans never did, as a matter of fact. I mean, but it's when people feel insecure. I mean, just going to the 14th century for a moment there, when Henry IV usurps the throne from Richard II and murders Richard II. He's not in a very secure situation, so he claims God's on his side, in the form of Archbishop Thomas Arundel, of course.
Yeah. Well, now, one of your most defining moments in the Pythons was the film The Life of Brian. Now, you directed that. Mm-hmm. So what do you remember about the controversy it caused? Because it was certainly banned in the land of my fathers.
Yes. Well, actually, the odd thing was, when The Life of Brian was banned in Ireland, I made another film. I directed the Python film, The Meaning of Life. That was banned as well in Ireland. And in fact, the next film I directed after that was called Personal Services. And that was banned in Ireland too. And the great thing was, they'd only ever banned 4 films, and I directed 3 of them. It was a high point in my career.
I think we have a classic moment from one of your banned films.
Oh, good, yes.
I mean, that was very risque. I mean, no wonder in the more conservative Catholic Christian countries that was going to be banned.
Well,
you must have known it would be.
Well, I think the thing about Life of Brian is it's definitely a heretical film rather than a blasphemous film. I mean, it takes the Christian belief and leaves that untouched, but it does make a lot of fun about how it's interpreted by the church.
Do you and the other Pythons, do you freely intersperse? Do you meet a lot?
What do you mean?
I mean, is there a chance that you can come together? You're always going to be asked this question.
Yeah. Well, I think we nearly did. In '98, we sort of got together for a comedy festival in Aspen, in the States, and John Cleese was very keen to do a stage show, and Eric liked the idea, and Mike and Terry Gilliam didn't. But then, I don't know, we started thinking about it, and then Mike didn't want to do it in the end. So it was Mike's fault.
There's too many of you, really, isn't there?
Yes, I mean, it's
And
5
what
of
about
us.
Spamalot? Huge Broadway hit.
Well,
Eric Idle. I mean, are you really annoyed?
No. I'm very relieved. I mean, it saved my sort of financial situation totally. I mean, yours doesn't need saving, Terry, I know, but mine really does.
The BBC leaks like a colander. Anyway, yeah, and you don't believe all that kind of stuff, not at all. But
if I did, I'd be really jealous.
so you're getting your cut out of Spamalot, are you?
Yeah, amazingly, yes, because it's all based on Holy Grail. And it starts to, I better do Eric's promotion for him. It starts here in October, I think it is.
But Eric's getting most of the money.
Well, he did, mate. He did all the work, so I mean, good luck to him. At least we get some of it.
Is there not a bit of jealousy there?
No. I'll tell you, it's great relief all round.
Now, you've directed a lot. Is that what you like best?
No, I mean, I like sitting in my room writing, really.
That's what you prefer. Have you no more plans to direct any more movies?
No, I've got a couple of movies I'm just sort of writing at the moment, and I'd quite like to direct them, but they're probably CGI animation, so I've never done anything like that, so I don't know.
Well, I know that you came in here with an extremely bad chest.
Oh. I really should be in bed, actually, Terry.
You're very, very plucky, and for that, I'm going to give you.
Terry, that's very kind of you. Thank you
at the
very
same
much
time,
indeed.
let you go.
It doesn't fit, Terry.
Don't be so silly. It goes on there. So thank you, Terry Jones.
Thank you.
It's been tremendous talking to you.
Thank you very much.